I saw you guys came up with some new videos, and it felt as if you had Hype Williams do the videos. And I'm thinking, going independent and still be able to not just the music, but the visuals at that kind of level and quality. I was like, wow, who's backing you guys in order that you are able to not drop the standard? Because I've seen some artists coming out with videos that almost looks as if they just got their friend on a video on their phone to start recording it. So it really shocked me. Yeah.
That way, you know what? That was Mike and I coming together and saying that we're not going to settle for anything, and you know, and here we go. We reap the benefits of that. Like Mike and I by ourselves have a top 10 record. So you can't tell us what we can't do. Worst thing to do is tell our brand what we can and cannot do. So and you know, as far as the you know, having the dancers, that's been going on for about what, 3.5 years, and nobody don't have no problem with it right now. So it's just like, you know, it was a situation about 3 years ago, you know, where Mike and I was looking at each other like, what do you think, bro? You know what I mean? And for us, it was just like back in the day, like in talent shows, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't care, we didn't have, if we came up there, we had the intent of doing what we're going to do, and they tell us, hey, we don't have but one mic. Now, the way we practice, and you know what I mean, how we, you know, what we did at Mike's grandma crib, you know what I mean, we practice one way, but 112, the one great thing about 112, we successfully know how to adapt. So that's what makes us, in effect, one of the characteristics that makes us different from others. So we don't dwell in the past. You like the past is great, you know what I'm saying? But what we do now, it affects our future. We look forward to our future. So it's just like, no, you know, we get the phone calls of the unsongs and the stuff like that. And no, our book is not, the chapters aren't over yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, we still have some things that we need to accomplish. And now that we kind of know that it's going in that direction, hey, look, I mean, at the end of the day, Mike and I, we started just our mind frame of what were we thinking about when we, you know, when Mike said, hey, I could be in this group, and what, you know, we talk about that. We still do. We're still students of the game. So now things are different. All that stuff in the 90s, that is different now. So now we are in the age of digital. That's what you said. 112 were one of the premier brands that jumped off VERZUZ, and now having stake into things like Triller, and you know what I'm saying, like it's a whole nother level going on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not that whole, it's not simple. Like in the 90s, we mastered that. When the 2000s came, we mastered that situation too. Now we're in this situation right here where digital, we're mastering that situation too. And I think it's time for us to reach back and, you know what I mean, and help some younger artists, and you know what I'm saying, which we're doing that too now. We're helping other artists get to a situation using the knowledge and the resources that we have. And you know what I'm saying, because that's that time now. We've been doing it for 25 years. You know, we've achieved any type of success that anybody could have. Well, I don't think 112, we're blessed that we're, you know, we've seen it all. We've performed in every arena, huge arena. We've been everywhere in the world 1 billion times. Now it's time for us to even elevate our brand even more and reach back and help others. So that's where we are right now.
It's not everyone that has a Grammy award. Even my favorite group of all time, Guy, never got a Grammy or anything. So it's not an easy accomplishment. Do you guys plan to develop your own artists and release artists, or is it just really going to be focused on the 112 brand?
That's always a possibility. However, I feel like our strength lies within ourselves and being able to, you know, keep the 112 legacy going, because like Slim said earlier, we still got a lot to accomplish with 112. We still got to get that the star on the Walk of Fame. We still got to get that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame award. Hell, we got to get a Hall of Fame for Georgia. you know, the city that we're from, you know, the
Yeah.
state, the city that we're from, we still haven't received the kind of accolades that comes with being from this city as well, man. Like, you know, it's
That's in the
still,
works.
yeah, it's okay, awesome, awesome. But it, you know, until this day, you know, it still feels like we're redheaded stepchildren, man. And so I would really love for, you know, for Atlanta to start acknowledging 112 the same way they do Outkast and Goody Mob and Killer Mike and T.I. and, you know, because we're actually from the city. Like, we're born and raised, you know, what they call it Grady babies. Like, I'm an actual Grady baby. You
Straight
know what
up.
I mean? So, you know, and so that, you know, it's really, it's crazy to me how, you know, and I get it, you know, because we were signed to Bad Boy and things of that nature. People kind of get it confused that, you know, maybe we were signed, maybe we were from New York or New Jersey or whatever, up top somewhere. But no, we're born and raised from Atlanta, man. And those are the kind of acknowledgement, because we won all the white folk awards. You know, we got the Moon Man, we got the Grammys, we got the, you know, we got all of those awards and accolades and stuff.
Yeah.
But it would be nice for us to receive something from our people, something from our, where we come from, where it all originated from, NAACP Image Awards.
Yeah.
You know, we would love to have those kind of things, man. So, you know, those are our goals right now. So to answer your question thoroughly, while it's not out of the question as far as us developing new artists and things of this nature, I think the most pertinent thing for Slim and myself is to keep establishing this 112 machine now, because now we're up against the, you know, up against the wall even more so, you know, because now it's not a 4-man group, it's a 2-man group now. So now we got to reprove ourselves over and over again, you know what I'm saying, to these people that don't believe that just because it's only 2 of us, that we're capable of success. And that's where we are right now.
Yeah. Would you guys, because I know Faith is still coming out with music, but would you guys ever collaborate with, you know, Total?
We have.
Oh, recently.
Oh, you mean Total? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
well, Total
Yeah,
or Faith or
yeah, we have. We have. If you listen to The King and I, we were on there.
Yeah, we
Like, if, you know, any of my projects, I've had Faith, I've had Carl Thomas. I mean,
okay.
Mase.
I've had Jadakiss. Like, you know, it's like I said, like, trust me when I tell you, like we're still, everybody's still in touch with each other. You just see Mike is vocal coach and Kima's daughter. So it's just like, trust me when I tell you, like, it's still family. You know what I'm saying? It's still Bad Boy though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everybody's living in Atlanta. You know, I've interviewed Donnell. Everyone lives in Atlanta. Do you see all these? Because as I said, when I lived in Selma, I remember my aunties were out in, you know, Marietta, and so, but you wouldn't see. I remember seeing Chris Cross at Andrew Young's house during Thanksgiving, but very rarely do you see people. But from Q Sweat to whoever lives in Atlanta, do you guys all, you know, see each other in the mall? Is it, you know, all these big Bobby, everyone's out in there? Is it does it feel like, wow, everyone has moved down to the Black Mecca?
For the most part, man, when there's an event, you know, saying to be had, it's something, a big event, then, you know, all the artists come out. But, you know, just like 112, you know, for the most part, you know, you just pretty much stay at home, you know, because you're on the road all the time, and, you know, you're so busy with, you know, with work and with life and all these other things, man, that you pretty much want to stay at home when you don't have to be. But well, you don't have to be out in the limelight or whatever. But when you're in the limelight, yeah, for the most part, everybody comes out, everybody shows up and shows out. So we pretty much see everybody, and you know, we all acknowledge each other, we all see each other, and, you know, and it's a really, you know, great, you know, a movement, you know, for everybody to see each other and stuff, man. For the most part, yeah, if we're at home, you know, we're staying at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In fact, as I was preparing for today, I was saying to myself, what do you guys do when you're not on tour? Like, what's the day like? I mean, are you, you know, cutting the grass? You know, doing homework with the kids, or are you in the studio just making music? I mean, what happens when, like, you're not on tour or anything on a regular day?
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, we try to catch up with whatever we can, you know, because we're, for the most part, always on the road. So whatever we can do that, you know, that definitely requires family and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we handle those situations, and we have to juggle our personal with our business. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? In fact, it's just plethora of things. You know?
Well, guys, I really have to appreciate the interview. I was a little bit nervous about, you guys have had so much music, and you know there were so many directions and how to go it. But I would appreciate the fact how you guys were, you know, as always, diplomatic in stuff, and you know, in the show we're not looking for dirt, but it was great to see things that we didn't know about how. I knew you guys wrote for your own self, but I never knew you were writing for all these other people because it wasn't well known and established and stuff. So it's an amazing sort of achievement, but also the fact that you two still have that sense of, you know, one for all and all for one and stuff. As fans, no matter where it is, would always be hoping and saying one day we'll you know, the white rock groups, you know, fall out and they come back, you know, and that's, as you know, it's all in God's hands if that ever comes up. But it's not a case where we don't appreciate and accept and celebrate what you guys are doing now. And I know people are going to know that you guys have a tour coming up in Vegas, which is out. As I said, Blackstreet's also on that. Any other shows that we should look out for?
We have another show in Detroit, and you know, it's still kind of iffy because the promoters are real reluctant to, you know, do shows with COVID being, you know, as prevalent as it is. But as more and more people get vaccinated, then they allow themselves to, you know, to open up more and more. Once Live Nation gives the green light, I believe everybody else will follow suit. So pretty much everybody's waiting on, you know, the big wigs, the heavy hitters to go ahead and give the green light as far as shows are concerned. And once they do that, I think the floodgates will open up at that point. So we're anticipating August, September, somewhere around that time where the floodgates are going to open, man, and we're going to get a lot of shows, and more shows than Slim and I are going to be, you know, really ready for. But we'll definitely take it because, you know, we're antsy and we're very excited about getting back on the stage and performing for our fans again.
Yeah. You know what, I put down here, what is your favorite album? So I told you what the fans voted for, but for you guys, maybe Slim first, what would you say is your favorite 112 album that you guys have done?
I can't say. I don't have a favorite. Like all of them were like they're all experiences. Like they're all special in themselves. You know what I'm saying? Either if I didn't like them or not, they're all like the same.
Okay. But Mike, if you had to be inducted when you guys are inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they say, which one would you want to put up as your, this is my proudest one, what would you pick?
Part 3.
Okay.
Part 3, only because that symbolized 112 meant that Part 3 album meant more to 112 than just us putting another album out. To me, it symbolized our independence, because we were tired of people saying that it was just Puffy that was the reason why we were so successful. So we was rebellious on that third album, and it reflected on the third album as well. So if I had to pick one, I would say that Part 3. You know, the Q Mike Slim the Ron album, actually vocally we sounded better than as a unit than we've ever sound as a unit before. However, it didn't get the acclaim or even the recognition that, you know, I felt like it should have had or whatever. But vocally, that's one of the better albums. But Part 3, I would say, as far as our independence and us just going against the grain and not giving a damn what nobody else thought, Part 3 was that record.
Wow. And song wise though, you've done, you know, when you've come up with seven albums and stuff, you've got plethora of songs. But if you had top three songs, which would be your top 3 songs that you're proudest, not your best, but you're proudest of?
Oh man.
Of songs that our songs and
your songs, your top 3 that you've done that you're proudest of, your top 3 that you said, yeah, these are 3 songs I'm really proud of.
Damn sandwich. Oh. Man, that's the hard one too. That is hard. That is hard. I mean, I would probably say, oh man, that's hard. That is hard. I'll let Mike have it. That's hard.
I would say Only You, Cupid, Pieces of Cream.
Okay. You already had those locked down. I mean, because are these the songs you're picking songs you do on your tour and
Yeah.
your playlist and stuff.
Yeah, well, those songs meant so much that Only You, because it started, Only You started everything off. Cupid, because it revolutionized the way that people saw us. And Part 3 just put us in a whole nother stratosphere.
Did you guys do, when you did Cupid, did Total then go and do Kissing You? Because it sounded the same type of string stuff. Was it a sense of imitating the success of Cupid?
Nah, we
No,
didn't, because we actually wrote that for them. So when we did it, we were like, yeah. So we, no, I don't think we came with the mind frame. We wanted to make this a Cupid because, you know, like we we felt like Total had their own sound and stuff, man, and they should have, you know, we got to stick to that sound that they have. You know what I'm saying? So them trying to do Cupid would be us trying to do like Can't You See, and like it'll be different. Like it'll be a different vibe or whatever. So when we wrote that song for them, it was really like, you know, let's just make a remix. Let's just make it simple, make it fun, and just something that, you know, everybody can sing along to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, you know, it's after midnight here, but I really appreciate. I never knew what direction this was going to go to. Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, to press the notification bell so that you can be notified when we do have a new interview. Loads to come. But thanks a lot for watching.